First, we have been tracking a few showers and storms this afternoon. Not as widespread as what we had for yesterday, but still a few pockets of heavy rain certainly possible over the next few hours, like what we have in the low country and into Screven County right now. So isolated storms will continue for the next few hours, but drying out overnight. Temperatures still in the 80s by 10 o'clock, with overnight lows getting down into the lower to middle 70s. But overall, hotter weather is in the forecast for Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. We'll talk all about that coming up in a few moments, but first, News 3 starts now.
Now on News 3 at 5, the Savannah State student detained by federal agents appearing before a judge in New York. The latest details on the case.
Plus, planning to address safety on Hilton Head Island continues after the July 4th shooting. What options city leaders are discussing.
And we have new details about a drowning on a Tybee Island, what we've learned and what the victim's sister is saying.
Live and on your side. This is WSAV News 3 at 5.
Good evening, I'm Tina Shaw.
And I'm Ben Singer. Thank you for joining us tonight. There are new developments in the case of a Savannah State University student athlete who was detained by ICE earlier this month. According to his attorney, the baseball player appeared in front of a New York judge this morning and has been granted bond.
WSAV's Jillian Coles is joining us now with what happened during the hearing and what's next for Johan Sandoval.
Tina, Johan Sandoval's attorney says after discussion about whether or not Sandoval is a flight risk and who was responsible for the alleged paperwork error with his student visa, a judge has set Johan Sandoval a bond of $20,000. The attorney says Sandoval admitted to three things. One, he is not a native citizen. Two, he is a citizen of the Dominican Republic. And three, that he entered the United States in 2022, but he denied allegations that his non-immigrant status was terminated on April 16, 2025, and that he remained in the U.S. without authorization beyond that date. He says the judge granted bond, but Sandoval may have to wear an ankle monitor and submit to check-in visits. Sandoval's future mother-in-law, Lynn Tiberio, tells WSAV she was shocked at how high the bond was, but is ultimately happy to bring Sandoval home.
I am grateful we got bond, beyond joy, and I wanted to make sure that Johan was on the Zoom as well, and that he heard it and that he understood. And he is so happy that he got bonded. I talked to him shortly after. He called and he said that God blessed him and he's been praying for it. And every night he prayed and God came through for him.
Now, Tiberio says herself and Sandoval's attorney are working to pay the bond and get him released from the detention center tonight or at the latest tomorrow. To hear more from Sandoval's attorney and his loved one, tune in to News 3 at 6. Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Jillian, thank you. A Savannah man will spend 35 years behind bars after being sentenced in federal court. Maurice Williams, also known as Bando, was convicted on 2 counts of possession of a firearm, illegal possession of a machine gun, and drug trafficking charges. During a traffic stop in 2024, Savannah police found Williams with a pistol with a machine gun conversion device attached, oxycodone, and more than 300 grams of marijuana. Williams also pled guilty to 2 additional counts of machine gun possession and 2 counts for distributing fentanyl.
The town of Hilton Head now planning changes after the July 4th shooting on Caligny Beach. Both those changes, however, do not include a teen curfew.
At this point in time, I do not support an 8 p.m. curfew. There is too much that needs to be discussed. There's too much that needs to be understood.
Mayor Alan Perry called a vote on an immediate teen curfew a knee-jerk reaction. Town manager Mark Orlando agreed, but says a proposal for a potential beach and parks curfew will go before a committee next month. Leaders are also discussing a new emergency alert system, immediate improvements to Caligny Circle, including better lighting, landscaping, and additional flock cameras. The bigger question, what is the long-term plan for island-wide public safety?
So option 1 is strengthen that MOU, align it with the fee. Have a hybrid approach, right? Beach, road, water as an example, or establish a municipal police department. That is what we're talking about. I have to understand what that impact is and what that cost is to back into what we really want to talk about.
And those options will come after a full safety assessment and discussions with the new Beaufort County Sheriff in January.
Now to new developments in a story that we first told you about back in June. A woman drowned after having a medical emergency on Tybee Island. Now the woman's family is raising questions about staffing at the lifeguard tower where it happened. WSAV's Isley Herschel has more on what they're saying and what we found out.
After Frankie Godding drowned on June 22nd on Tybee Island, we did some digging to find out if more could have been done. According to records we obtained, there was nobody staffed at this lifeguard tower that's behind me between 3 o'clock and 5:30 the day she drowned, when normally there should have been somebody there.
Tybee Island's beach manager, Jen Bishop, sent a statement to WSAV on this matter. The statement explained that lifeguard tower was closed due to staffing limitations. It said in part, no lifeguard on duty signage was posted at Tower 15, warning swimmers, and the Safe Beach Day website noted in the Tower 15 description that the tower would close at 1 p.m. The website also indicated that a roving UTV lifeguard would be providing coverage for the zone, end quote. According to the statement, the roving lifeguard made it to the scene once they recognized the incident was happening. Godding's sister says even with these precautions, she thinks more could have been done to keep swimmers safe.
I believe they need to not cut hours for lifeguards. I also believe that they need extensive training for lifeguards and not just hire a couple kids that want a summer job. I think they need to be trained like professionals. I mean, you don't let kids go put out fires. You don't let kids drive ambulance and save lives. Why do you expect kids to save adults and children's lives at the beach?
Jasmine tells me she believes if there was a lifeguard on Tower 15 that day, that her sister might still be alive today. On Tybee Island, Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3 on your side.
WSAV is your local election headquarters. We still don't know right now who will be running to replace the late Senator Lindsey Graham, but there are some things to keep in mind for the upcoming primary. According to South Carolina election law, voters who participated in the June Democratic primary cannot vote in the August 11th special Republican primary. But if you voted in the primary for Republicans or you did not vote in either, you are eligible to participate. Now, there will also be 3 days of early voting between August 5th and 7th. And the last day to request an absentee ballot for the special primary will be July 31st.
A major Savannah transportation project, more than a decade in the making, officially opened this morning. Today, the Georgia Department of Transportation opened the new Brampton Road Connector, which creates a direct route to the Port of Savannah's Garden City terminal. Instead of crossing the railroad tracks and traveling through neighborhood roads, trucks will now use an overpass. GDOT says that means shorter travel times for truck drivers, fewer delays for commuters, and safer roads for people who live nearby.
This is going to remove the high volume of truck traffic on local roads and also remove the at-grade rail crossing, which we all know you have to sit and wait on trains. So this project's going to improve many people's lives.
Officials say crews are activating new traffic signals and reconfiguring intersections around Brampton Road and State Route 25. Once that's done, traffic should ease in the area even more.
Changing careers is a common practice, and for many people it begins with going back to school, but taking classes can be challenging, especially for those who also hold down a 9-to-5 job. One local college for higher learning is offering a unique solution. WSAV's Evan Smoke is joining us now from our Statesboro Bureau at Georgia Southern University to explain.
Those interested in learning new skills, especially welding, can now do so at Ogeechee Technical College before the sun comes up.
Welding classes begin at 5 a.m. this upcoming semester. The move comes after feedback from prospective students.
It was kind of an unconventional idea that our faculty originated. They got a lot of feedback from students that wanted to join the program. It's Welding and Joining Technology. It's one of our most popular programs on campus. But there were a lot of students that weren't able to balance scheduling the education with work and life issues. So one of the solutions was, let's offer it before people go to work.
It wasn't just students who influenced the decision. Industry partners such as Great Dane and Hyundai also helped shape the schedule.
We have a lot of industry partners. They really come to us and they inform us on what they'd like to see in our curriculum. What are the job skill sets that they'd like to see in future employees? And we factor that into our curriculum design and instruction.
Barrios tells me classes can be completed in as little as 8 weeks, and Ogeechee Tech is already exploring other ways to serve students outside of a normal 9-to-5 schedule.
We're starting in Welding and Joining Technology, but that's not where we're going to end. We'll probably have other offerings. Could be evening programs and other areas where we're going to meet the student needs. One of the things that's in our development on our roadmap is an evening degree program for health sciences, various health science degrees, particularly nursing. There's a nursing shortage across the U.S. There's a nursing shortage in Georgia and in our region. So we're looking at all programs and trying to adapt to where the students are at and where we can meet their needs.
Now, if you're interested in this program or other OTC programs, the school is hosting an enrollment blitz to sign up for fall 2026 classes on July 30th. Live from the Statesboro Bureau, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Our Ready, Set, Go Back to School supply drive is wrapping up this week.
And WSAV is getting ready for the final push to help students before the new school year.
Our school supply drive finale will take place tomorrow, July 16th, from 11 in the morning until 6:30 at night. We're going to be at the Walmart on Pooler Parkway. This is in partnership with Ready, Set, Go Back to School. It is all aimed at helping families with the cost of back to school shopping by providing free supplies while they last. We hope to see you out there tomorrow.
Still ahead at 5, the American Red Cross facing an emergency blood shortage.
How a few minutes of your time can help save a life.
A few showers, a few thunderstorms for this afternoon, but as we head into the next few afternoons, hotter and more humid conditions will be setting up for us once again. For tomorrow, peak heat index values will be approaching 110 degrees. We'll have more on the local forecast coming up in a few moments. This is WSAV News 3 at 5 on your side. Wednesday afternoon has been hot and humid, but not as hot as where we are headed, and we are tracking some showers and storms out there, but overall a drier pattern will be setting up over the next few days. Here's the view from our Savannah camera overlooking the Savannah River and River Street. Off to the north, we can see some pretty gray sky that is associated with a batch of heavy rain that has been developing in the low country. 89 is the current temperature at the airport. Feels like 99 degrees, and a few spots are feeling a little bit hotter this afternoon, especially in spots where the rain hasn't developed just yet. Feeling like 106 degrees right now in Darien, 100 for Pembroke, Hinesville, and for Jessup. Feeling like 95 degrees on Hilton Head. So not too bad compared to where we are headed as far as those temperatures this afternoon. As far as Viper radar, we are starting to see a little bit more in the way of some more widespread activity developing over the last hour or so. The heaviest cell right now developing in Jasper County along Interstate 95, the outflow boundary approaching 321. So this cell is capable of producing some strong wind gusts along with the heavy rain and some lightning with it. That will continue to move off to the west. What was a little bit stronger near Sylvania, weakening as it has continued to move off to the west. Seeing some pockets of heavier rain developing into Toombs County. Same thing for Tattnall County, just to the southwest of Reedsville at the moment. Not as much lightning associated with these cells developing further inland. Just a few pockets of moderate to heavy rain developing more toward the city. Savannah staying dry. We would have a few showers a little bit earlier near Richmond Hill along the Ogeechee River. We do have a bit of activity developing as well just to the south of 204. And overall, we will continue to have a few showers and storms over the next few hours, but drying out overnight. For Thursday morning, we start off with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures will quickly climb into the upper 70s, making it into the mid-90s for those high temperatures. Definitely a hot, humid day with a few stray showers or storms possible. The heat index for the next few days will be a bigger part of the story, approaching 105 to 110 at times. So definitely stay cool and hydrated. It looks like that heat will continue into next week. Well, we have been watching the stationary boundary that's been draped around the southeast. That's what's been helping to initiate some showers and storms. High pressure to the south has been driving in the more humid air, and that will set us up for hotter and more humid conditions over the next few days. This same system, same area of cloudiness, eventually may try to form into a tropical system. The National Hurricane Center giving a 20% chance as it moves off to the northeast and just off of our coast. Nothing to worry about at this point. Really not much changes with our forecast. For tomorrow, we will start off with some cloud cover, mix of clouds and sunshine, and then it's in the afternoon hours when we will start to see a few showers, maybe a few thunderstorms beginning to develop, but most of that will be further inland in the later part of the evening, setting us up for a dry Thursday night. For tonight, we'll have those spotty showers and storms into the evening hours, drying out overnight. And then for tomorrow, 95 for the high temperature, and then getting hotter for Friday and for Saturday. Sunday staying on the hotter side, but those storm chances will start to increase ever so slightly to 30%, and that trend continues into next week with those temperatures trending above normal, 97 for next Tuesday.
All right, it's nice to have cooler temperatures, and we can really tell the difference.
Yeah, definitely. It is noticeable out there, but that heat is going to be creeping back in ever so slowly.
We knew it would.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, we have been telling you about blood donations and the drop over summer break.
Now the Red Cross is sounding the alarm and putting a call out for donors. WSAV's Nakaya Harris explains the situation.
The American Red Cross says its blood supply fell nearly 25% last month. Now it's asking for eligible donors to roll up their sleeves and use its blood donor app to give the gift of life. The American Red Cross says it's facing an emergency blood shortage and more donors are needed to help replenish its blood supply. Executive Director of the Red Cross of Southeast Georgia, Maria Center, says the timing makes the shortage especially concerning. The Red Cross says its blood supply has been declining since May, and hospitals have used nearly 3,500 more units of blood each week than expected. And according to the nonprofit, blood can't be stockpiled because it has limited shelf life, meaning donations are needed year-round.
It's not the top of mind right now with school being out and, people are traveling. Which is one of the problems. We have a lot of blood drives in schools and they're not in session. That's one of the reasons we're seeing a drop. And just people are busy and doing other things.
The Red Cross says giving blood only takes about 10 minutes. Those few minutes could help save a life. Nakaya Harris, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic, the accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
This evening in our Time Saver Traffic Report, we have been watching some slow-moving traffic along I-95 northbound in Chatham County. This is at Pooler Parkway where there was an accident, but it looks like that scene has since cleared out, so the traffic is starting to move a little bit more smoothly, but still some delays a little bit further to the south on the northbound side. Also experiencing some delays along westbound Interstate 16 between Dean Forest Road and I-95. That drive does improve as you head further to the west. Heading out of the city to places up to in the direction of Hardeeville, taking 21 minutes, but if you're going to be heading from downtown to the airport, taking about 20 minutes, 35 minutes to get to the Bullitt County line.
Still to come, the Summer 500 program celebrating success today in Savannah.
How the initiative is preparing young adults for their future. You're watching WSAV News 3 at 5.
The Savannah Civic Center packed with parents and community members today as a group of high school students was celebrated for their hard work.
Over the last month, they have been employed through the Summer 500 program. As WSAV's Sarah Smith explains, those young adults walked away with more than just a paycheck.
Parents and organizers tell me Summer 500 not only gives their students an opportunity to prepare for the workforce, gaining skills they will carry over into their career, but it also gives them something productive to do over the summer months.
If you want to keep a kid out of trouble, give him or her constructive things to do.
That is exactly the purpose behind the Summer 500 program, giving Savannah-Chatham County high school students the opportunity to learn workplace skills and explore career pathways.
They are developing life experiences, whether it's in leadership, whether it's in decision making, whether it's one of the skill sets that we mentioned at the various firms, but they're also learning to be responsible individuals.
Over the past 4 weeks, these young adults had hands-on experience in the career field of their choice. Two parents shared how proud they are of their children and how thankful they are for programs like this.
In the absence of like a school program or something like that, and because we live so far out, this is really good for her. It gave her something to do and something productive to do. The rest is just kind of sitting around the house.
This is a great way for kids to have some work experience in the summer, get some access to some job opportunities that they normally wouldn't have. So I wanted to make sure that he got a chance to see what his options are in the work world.
And their kids are one step closer to knowing what they want to do after graduation.
She wants to be a nurse, so she is a part of the Beach High School medical program. And so now she wants to go into nursing. So we're looking into dual enrollment. We're looking into different schools and things like that that they're in the area for her.
He's thinking about doctor or lawyer, and now he's thinking about being an engineer.
Those parents tell me they plan to enroll their children in this program again next summer, which Alderwoman Bell says will be bigger and better. Reporting in Savannah, I'm Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3, on your side.
The parasite with explosive symptoms became the topic of questioning here on Capitol Hill. I'm Rashad Hudson in Washington. Hear what lawmakers have to say, as well as what the administration is doing to treat this.